it's quite easy to cross the border with your Ghana card than it is with your passport. And what I mean by that is, initially you said, because I had a Virgin passport and you're going to stamp it, that is why you are charging us for this. But he doesn't have a Virgin passport, so why do you want to charge it for that? And it felt like the guy just wanted to take money from us. So there are a couple of things that you need, or there are requirements, which is one, you need your yellow card, your passport, and if you're traveling with your Ghana card or ECOWAS card, that is also okay. But then I have been in Abidjan for the past 4 days or 5 days, and I just want to share my experience so far, especially if you're someone who is looking forward to coming to Abidjan. All right, good morning, everyone. So we are on the streets of Abidjan, the commercial capital of Ivory Coast, and this morning we are taking a stroll. I guess we're just gonna walk through the neighborhood, figure out how things are here. I mean, so far so good. It's been really great. The place is really nice. It's like typical Accra, very close to like how Accra is. Just happens that the architecture is a bit different, but it's not really far from how things are in Accra. And yeah, it's like just good vibes, really cool place. So yeah, we're just gonna take a stroll and I'll just share my experience. So if you're looking forward to coming to Côte d'Ivoire, I guess this is the ultimate video for you. And my voice is low tone because I'm incredibly exhausted, but I'm going to share a couple of things that you should probably look out for if you're going to come to Ivory Coast. I didn't have an extensive experience because I was here for work, so most of the time I was just working. But then I still have some couple of experiences that I want to share, considering this is my first time coming to this country. So one has to do with, we took a road trip. So we didn't, it wasn't a flight trip. We rode from Accra, instead of from Accra around 7 a.m. On a Sunday. And we got to the border around, I think we got to the border around 12:45. Because we were literally speeding, and also there wasn't any traffic because it was Sunday. And now our border experience is something that was quite novel to me, considering that I've never traveled outside Ghana. So we got to the border. There are a couple of things that you need, or there are requirements, which is one, you need your yellow card, your passport, and if you're traveling with your Ghana card or ECOWAS card, that is also okay. But then it's quite easy to cross the border with your Ghana card than it is with your passport. And what I mean by that is, so in my experience, when we got to the border, one, we were not vaccinated for meningitis, which is quite a requirement when you're crossing over to Côte d'Ivoire. So we got to, they had to vaccinate us for meningitis, which cost us quite some money. And then when you have a Virgin passport and you want that Virgin passport to be stamped, that is, if you're crossing over, that also requires some money. So we were charged for that also, and then our passports were stamped. Now, there is a drawback to that because I was traveling with another guy who happened to have his passport already stamped, which is he had been to a couple of Francophone countries, Togo and Benin. So then he didn't necessarily need to pay, or he didn't have a Virgin passport. However, the border guy was like, no, he has to pay also. And that was like 10,000 saver also, which was crazy to us because we're like, initially you said, because I had a Virgin passport and if you're going to stamp it, that is why you are charging us for this. But he doesn't have a Virgin passport, so why do you want to charge it for that? And it felt like the guy just wanted to take money from us. So I'm just going to say that, if you're coming, please have that in mind, and you have to stand on your ground a bit. So we didn't pay for it. We just stood there, told him that we were going to wait for one of the guys who was bringing us to come because he was familiar with the process. And as we stood there, the supervisor came. He was like, why are you guys here? We're like, this man is charging us money for blah blah blah. He came back again, and I think he was getting frustrated, so he was like, you guys just go for a passport. We went, it was already stamped. He gave us our passport and we left. So I'm just gonna say, if you're coming here, just take note of that. Now we went over to the other side, which is the Côte d'Ivoire side, and that was when I realized that Cote d'Ivoire is quite expensive. And what I mean by that is the things that will cost me, like in Ghana cities, let's say 10 cities, will cost me like 25 cities in Cote d'Ivoire. And I didn't know whether if it's just the border or because we were foreigners. Maybe some people said maybe that's the reason why, but it was crazy to me. And also like malt, like Malta Guinness, which we buy in Ghana for like 10 cities was like 15 cities in Cote d'Ivoire or something. And I just didn't understand. But anyway, you're in a new country, so you play by their rules. Yeah, so we left the border, got to Abidjan around 7 p.m., 7:44. Now, Abidjan happens to be the commercial capital of Côte d'Ivoire, but then the actual capital is Yamoussoukro. So we're in Abidjan for an event. Now, let's go to SIM card and internet and data. If you're coming here, your MTN, there is MTN here, but then your MTN Ghana owns work MTN here. You have to get like a registered SIM. So we're currently like in the MTN office and just gonna test it out. So I'm seeing MTN CI. So it should be the second one, right? So like full bar. Now, another fascinating thing is this. When people call me from Ghana, when some of my friends call me from Ghana, the call comes through. It comes through. Like I can pick the call, but I can't call them back. Like I can't call a Ghanaian number. But when they call, the call comes through, which was surprising to me. Now, if you come to Côte d'Ivoire, you have to get an MTS and any network. You have to get a SIM card from here, register it with your passport or with your Ghana card, any identification card, and then top it with data or airtime before you can use it. And that's very crucial because you need internet to navigate around. You need internet to. So we just left the MTN office because we went to get SIM cards. Now, another thing you should know about Côte d'Ivoire, if you're coming here, please make sure that you get a SIM card. And the SIM card, they register it for you for like 3 months. And then after 3 months, it expires because you don't have like a residency permit in this land. Yeah, that's what Richard said. So after 3 months, what we just registered.
But I think you can renew for a year, sir.
Okay, cool. Please, Abidjan is not a budget-friendly country. It's not like city. It's not a place where you can just bring some small money here, then you can live off it. Like, trust me, you have to go through it. So, and then the third one is language barrier. Now, if you're coming here, please know that people don't speak the English that you speak. They don't. You would find a couple of people who have lived both in Ghana and then also Ivory Coast who speak Chi, but it's rare. Unless probably you engage them in a conversation before you get to know. But most of the time, they speak French. So know your everyday French, like your bonjour, bonsoir, combien, like those stuff. I'm not really like fluent in French, but like know your daily day-to-day French that you can use to have conversations like where are you going, I want to buy this, like directions, stuff like that. Because people really don't speak English that much. So yeah, it's very crucial. Another thing is accommodation. I think that when we got here, we had already booked our accommodation before we got here, but I happened to read that when we got to the place, it had already been given to someone, which was quite surprising. So we had to move around to find a place. So in terms of accommodation, Ivory Coast can be pretty expensive. So we went to a number of places trying to get like a place to stay, and it was quite difficult for us to get that. And this was the only place that we got that was quite affordable. It is Residence Bethany Palace. So if you're going to come to Ivory Coast, I think you should check this place out. I mean, the rooms are okay. Most of the time to be out during the day. So if you're looking for a place to just stay whilst you do whatever you want to do, and also it's affordable, this is the place that you should consider. Alright, cool. This orange car is one of their taxis. So their taxis are like branded in different colors. We didn't do another branded Yango. Okay, this is MMAS. Yeah, their cars are branded into different colors. There is yellow, there is this orange, and then I think there is green or something like that. But we didn't do public transport, so I can't really speak much to that. We had our own vehicle, so yeah. All right. I'm just gonna come and get my camera. And also, like, Ivorians are very private, or they say the French are very private, so they don't like you like putting a camera on them to, like record them or anything. Like a couple of places that we went to, we were asked to put the camera down, to stop recording, even in public places like a supermarket, which was very interesting to me. But anyway, so if you're looking to come to Cote d'Ivoire, this is your plug. Come stay at this place. You don't have to pay much. I'm giving them free promo, but yeah, I would always plug you on something that's helpful. Also, another thing is the food. So, I think the Ivorian food, I'm just talking based on personal experience. I'm not well traveled, so I'm just gonna say on my experience. I think that Ivorian food is an acquired taste. And what I mean by that is I have to eat it for some time, consistently for some time, before I get used to it. The rice, even though we eat rice is universal, but then the rice, the flavor is different, the stew different. So we go, the majority of the food that we've ate, like all the time, has been fried plantain, rice, and chicken. That's it. Fried plantain, rice, and chicken. I've eaten that chicken once, and their chicken here too is different. I'm using master. I'm used to eating that chicken, but here it's quite different. So it's just being rice, fried plantain, chicken, and their pepper, Ivorian pepper, bro. It's spicy, but it can cause you a lot of problems within your tummy. So beware. But aside that, I think there are, like, we ate some pastries, which was incredibly good. For the events that we attended, they shared some pastries, very, very good. Croissant, the croissant, croissant, very interesting, very nice. Yeah. Also, let me talk about cost of living. Ivory Coast, like I said, Ivory Coast is not cheap. You need quite some money to be able to, move around. We didn't do public transport, so I can't really say much about the public transportation systems. My overall experience, my overall experience, Ivory Coast is, how do I don't know the word to put it, but like, it's, I'll say that it's the big brother of Accra. I think it's what Ivory Coast is what Accra aspires to be. The roads, the traffic systems, the road networks, the architecture, the infrastructure, digital systems, everything is just good. I'm not saying that it doesn't have problems, but in my experience, it's just good. Like, everything is good. Like, I'm just looking for something to point. Like, we're in this place, Côte, we're in the central business districts, like, and it's just impressive. The views, the architecture, the how things are built here, very, very impressive. I think it has a lot of European influence, because like you literally see it in the architecture, how their buildings are. And then also I think there are a number of like foreigners here. It's kind of like a melting pot of different people from different places. And yeah, it's very impressive. Abidjan is very impressive. I must say that I was very impressed by the city. I never expected it to be like this until I go here. And you see, that's also another thing. Like, you have to travel to see. You have to travel to get exposed. And cultural shocks. I didn't really experience a lot, but I'm just gonna say, we went to this place to get food, and bro, the woman was just using her hand to put hands in the sauce, me as a fish. Like, it was crazy to be honest. What? We don't do that in Ghana. I mean, some parts of Ghana people do that, but it's not widely done. So it was very, very shocking to me. Like, why didn't she have like protective gloves or something? Why is she using her bare hands? But that was an experience. Also, they put mayonnaise in their pepper. That is way different. that's different to me. And I asked and they were like, oh, because the pepper is sometimes very hot, so they have to put mayonnaise so that you don't get bit on your tongue. I'm like, mayonnaise, bro, mayonnaise. But yeah, like, Ivory Coast is interesting and the people are welcoming. Like I met a couple of people, networked. They just had good things to say. Very competent, hardworking. Quite strict. they don't play. But yeah, like Ivory Coast is really dope. Yeah. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to coming back. I want to come back and this time around I want to explore, and I think that I have to start learning French. And I'll just say to anybody watching me, if you're looking forward to traveling, please learn French. Because you need it. You need it. If you don't learn French, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle. But anyway, that has been my experience in Ivory Coast, and let me know what you think. If you've been here, share your experience also with me. But yeah, Ivory Coast has been a vibe, full-time vibe. I'm looking forward to coming back soon. Having said that, please like, subscribe, share this video with someone, and see you on the other one. Peace.